When was the last time black people built a pyramid? I know omunye uzothi ya vele wena ubathanda abantu abamnyama. Vele ngibathanda abantu abamnyama. I don't like black people. Black people have a problem. How can I like you if you hate yourself? Ngiyokuthanda kanjani wena uzonda? Ngiyothini? Because I'm going to give you all my love, you won't understand what the fuck I'm giving you. How many girls cry for expensive weaves instead of a present partner? How Penuel yena uhlala khona yazi wenza yonke into le mara akayithengi weave. Hayi uyabhora.
The priority is the weave.
Okay.
It's not even your own hair.
It's not even your own hair. How many guys leave their houses with big screen TVs on the wall, cinema sofas, nama fridge, nama cup holder, Mario hlala kwi-cam chair, estradeni. How many guys do that? Not you built a home for yourself. You built a palace. You built yourself yonke lento ifuna, and then yohlala phezu kwekhula bag wena.
Sure.
Explain that to me. How does it make sense? How can I love you when you hate yourself? You won't understand the love I give you. You won't understand it. Control. I remember a few of my students gave me when they left my school, but la efamini ka Abba la uzobulawa ukusebenza nokufunda. Uzobulawa ukusebenza nokufunda. And
working and learning
is going to kill you. Okay, I get. Hambi uphila ke la uphila khona.
I just want to react on what he just said now, in terms of black people leaving their houses and going to sit on camp chairs, and women saying that, yeah, my man provides, but he's boring because he's not buying me weave, right? So based on my personal experiences, I had spoken a lot to my peers about the girls saying indoda must, which seems like our culture these days, whereby our women say we must do certain things for them, and if you can't do those, meaning that your words mean nothing, or we can't even hear you if you don't have money, or you can't provide certain things. So now I feel like this conversation is trying to say to us, our women or black people are conditioned to hate themselves, and I'm not sure if you as a black person are sitting there and feel like you love yourself so much in a way that you don't wanna put on makeup as a lady, or wanna have this extension hair because of you are comfortable in your own hair, right? Because of, I understand, colonialism, right? Yeah, I hope I pronounced that right. Has made us shift our mindset and feel like, okay, white is superior and black is terrible, right?
Isiko yini? Yazi abantu there's a problem of religiousizing spiritual concepts like isintu. No, isintu asenziwa kanje, isintu senziwa kanje. Okay, lo osenze kanje mawuthi asenziwa kanje akuyena umuntu yena.
Kusho akasumuntu mas.
Okay, ngoba umuntu isintu yinto eyenziwa abantu. So anything that humans do isintu, we don't need to build shrines around it. We don't need to build libraries and books and auditoriums to teach isintu. The fact that you wake up in the morning usiqedile isintu, uyadla isintu, uyaxoxa nomuntu isintu, uphatha umchamo isintu, siyabambisana masintu. It's just being. That's it. So now we're trying to spiritualize this and this is why I wouldn't advise Rasta. I would advise studying Emperor Haile Selassie. Because Emperor Haile Selassie, you are studying the being. When you're going to study Ubu Rasta, Hey,
It's a doctrine. It's a religion. It's a structure.
And all they're doing is into. Abangafuni ke nabo siphelele ngoba abawenza amasiko asemakhaya. And this is why one big thing that made me pull back from amarasta. Marasta yazala abantwana bahlawuli. Marasta mithi singani zabantu abalobole. Marasta bathi is my queen, is my empress, is my akamshadile.
You don't believe in those things?
No, I believe in honor.
Okay, we'll speak about that. I want to finish this weed story.
So weed.
Sorry. You're saying people would smoke it back in the day because it was
and
native.
And talk about lezinto esihlangana nazo every day.
And detach from
physical everyday things. And then we'd come back with inspiration.
Yeah.
To share with the people we left ekhaya.
So if not weed, for example, since you say you're not necessarily an ambassador, you believe in the idea of detaching from physical, getting to a higher level of consciousness and trying to philosophize even, but try and figure out and ask questions and come up with ideas. And
problem with substance, it becomes a crutch. It becomes an addictive problem now. You start to develop a problem of addiction. So now, growing up, I taught myself with mangpem. I'm reading alone.
Yeah.
So if I'm smoking, my mind is already tuned into I'm learning now.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be learning. So even in conversation, we'd be having a constructive conversation because my mind is tuned to that.
Yeah.
Unlike umuntu ozobhema hlele khoneni abheke phe sithi thina umuntu onjalo ubanjwa imfene. You understand? You end up in a gaze, bheke phezulu, uya skylocker. You understand? And now that it teaches your brain to have gaps. Your brain is very stupid. Yabona engqondweni emzimbeni wakho, the dumbest thing is your brain. Uva amaXhosa bathi isiqhelo siyayoyisa ingqondo. What you are used to doing, your brain cannot comprehend beyond it.
Rasta is touching on a lot of great points, especially when he speaks about Sindu and Abantu, the fact that we as Africans have our culture and traditions that we follow, right? And today, certain people, or maybe it's a norm today to say, this person didn't really do this cultural event or cultural thing correctly because of they who are opposing it had done it in a certain way, right? And then they tend to disregard other people's doings when it comes to that, right? So I'm sure this is some sort of tribalism. I'm not sure if that's a good word, but I assume it's a good word. So please correct me if I'm wrong. Why are we doing that? Are we trying to pull ourselves down as Vusitime once said that so how do we move from that? Because today certain people look at inhlawulo or paying damages for a kid as something that is not truly beneficial to both the parents, because now we are following Western tradition whereby you can just go to court and claim that the kid is yours, or maybe even the name of you as the father can be put into the certificate of a kid, right? That is today's things. And what do we think about marriage? Is it something that we truly benefit from, like as human beings? Is it something that's viable for us? Can you still build based on the fact that stats shows that a number of relationships tend to turn sour once people marry each other, whereas they were happy as a couple, not married? And the Rastafarians are just impregnating women and not paying damages, and at the same time that they are not marrying them. So it's a big one, but yeah, I believe that I think it's a norm because of now women are not truly traditional, as back then people were marrying virgins, and today we are marrying people that are already been in sexual relations and they have kids. So what do you think about that? Because I think from my end it's good and it's bad. So I'm saying it's good because of we're not really getting the traditional women already, and it's bad because of we are not building families out of that, because now we tend to impregnate and then leave, go create 4, 5 other kids, and those kids tend to be trouble in the society or community when they grow old.
You can never move forward consciously with an against them mentality. Everything you do
not
against
sustainable.
it's not sustainable. You can't sustain that. So feminism is not a sustainable concept. That's why if you put a feminist there, and I wish one day a strong feminist could come and we could share a same platform, and things would happen. Angagcina seka intombi yami masiphuma lapha.
Awu, come on, Leo.
Because now feminism has no grounds to stand on. Ifana none. Can you be gay without sleeping with a man? I can be a man without sleeping with a woman. Can you be gay without sleeping with a man? She can be a woman without sleeping with a man. Can you be lesbian without sleeping with a woman? All these isms are created against an uncomfortable truth. Right? Now, should the truth be accepted as it is? This is the truth. 90% of our women out there are unlobolable.
Awu. Hey.
No, they are not. Angeke ngikwazi ukukulobola bengihlangana nayo emaklabhini for the past 6 years. Past 6 years wena bojive emaklabhini nama-Nigerian.
Awu, hayibo, hey.
And then
Hey.
uzolotsholwa yimi futhi. And then somebody is going to say, some dimwit is going to say, yeah, but what about men?
Yeah, you were also in the club, Mos.
Yeah, I was there in the club as well. What about men? 90% of men out there are boys.
Awu. We're also catching low 5, low thanda ukudisha.
A lot of men are boys. I mean, ufuna nechisa nyama nomntwana ona 26, una 14 to. Umntwana ona 18, umthengele istropez. Why? You're a boy. Ufuna ukufaka lesendana lakho enganeni. Why? You're not thinking like a man. Well, you're thinking like a man. Ogabi indoda. Ogabi indoda. Still wet behind the ears. Uvukela noma ubona impukane.
Awu.
No, that's what these little boys are doing. Nama kemche, nama cooler bag, nama bruga hlale fridgini. That's what they're doing.
What did chem chairs and cooler boxes do to you, though?
Where's your home? Uphi umuzi kababa wakho? Hlele estradini wena kushona ilanga, uphi umuzi kababa wakho? Mangangena igebengu lapha yana ushiya ingane lapha. Uthemba ubhobi inja uyifida amathambo.
Have we not evolved into another sense of being? Because what you're speaking to sounds like you want us to go back to a time that served us, definitely. But to get back to that time would require a lot of work, which most people are not willing to do.
We cannot go back. It's against human nature to go back. Humans are evolutionary beings.
Okay.
We can't go back. That's why ufuna ukuyobukela ibhola etpa thenga TV ibeke emzini akho. Thenga iWi-Fi connected to internet. Uzobukela wonke amabhola omhlaba nala adlalwa ngereverse. Do you understand? Ufuna ne tavern la kuzoqhuma isibhamu at any time abantwana bakho basale bengena baba. What happened eNyobeni with children 13 years old? Where were the parents? Where was the community? Where was the society?
They were all in the tavern there drinking with the kids.
Exactly.
I'm not even laughing, man. Rest in peace to those kids. Yeah.
It's not a joke, but it's true. We are letting it happen.
I'm hearing the what should be. The question is, what do we do now?
2 guys came to me endumbeni bafuna ngibuyise izinto zabo ezitshontshiwe. Zitshontshiwe nini? No, last night. How? Besisechisa nyama. We picked up these girls, and then when we got home, we had a drink. We don't remember what happened after that. We woke up, the doors open, the cars open, computers, laptops, phone, yonke into ihambile. Ngithi so man calculator yonke lento ingaba imalini so. No, must pay TV, none. It could go about 35,000, so 36,000. Okay. Manje mina nifuna mina ngenzeni. but hayi mkhulu sifuna uzibuyise lezi zinto ngithi ayilula leyo, give me 66,000
Ngizoyibuyisa.
ngizazibuyisa manje lezi zinto. But hayi mkhulu singayoyiphanda ngithi yabona niyilima. First of all nina nithatha abantu eningabazi echisa nyama ebusuku nidakiwe. Labantu banintshontsha abafaka endlini yenu in your own private space. Nalokho bathatha yonke into. Now you want to buy, you want to pay double the value of what you lost so that you can get it back. Why don't you just go to the shop, buy the same things you lost and stop fucking around? Which is better option? Uzosebenzela mina 66,000 ngento elahlwe uwe.
Hey, but you've got solutions. You deserve imbuzi or inkomo just for that. Hey?
No, but honestly, kumele ngenzeni mina? Mina ngizohlala ngiwadla lama 66,000 wakho. Ngoba next month uzoyenza futhi ngoba uthemba ukuthi umkhulu uzozibuyisa into zami. That's another 66 phezulu kwami and leso sikhathi ine interest angithi. Ischool fees abantwana siyakhuphuka. Ngizofaka enye 10,000 ngaphezulu sekuyi 76 manje. Ngento oyilahle ye 15,000 uyilahle careless.
So Rasta, this time around, it seems like he's drumming some lot of sense into us, especially as men. I don't know what to say because it's so true that in our societies we see people who are older than us going into spaces with us as the young ones, and then we tend to compete for the same ladies or the same girls, right, in these spaces, and it's a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm kind of speechless because I know a lot of people who are thinking like that, who go and date like young girls, people who go around and feel like it's better to be outside than buying something that's gonna keep them at home. So is it because of certain ladies come keep their men at home? We feel like we are under pressure to go outside, like mawubukela ibhola endlini, or maybe when you're watching a match at home it doesn't make sense until you go into a shipping or a tavern. Well, what's up with us? Like, I don't know, man. Like, ladies, what are your thoughts on this? Please share your thoughts because I'm so confused. This is just my reaction to this video. This is like something that I had to react to because Urasta is a beast.
Asikhulume ngomlojo. Right?
Oh, it's on Tumbeza. That's me, boy.
Abelungu labo.
Ow.
Awuzithakazela uzozwa. Hosi. I'll show you ukuthi kulento eyishoyo kunobulungu bakho lapho, Sean.
I don't know them off by heart.
Oh, I get.
But I can read them. I told you I'm Western leaning. Let me see if I can find them. Sorry, if I don't find them.
No, another day. I hope. So
it's
now,
fine.
isizwe sakamlojo akubona abantu abelungu. They came here with the red jackets. Right? Isizwe so omakhanya, yeah. Ngangihleli nontombi yakhona lo usugogo la recently. Into isizwe sakamakhanya akubona abantu abelungu.
Jeez, that's tough.
Isizwe zodani abelungu. Isizwe omayepa abelungu. There's a whole lot of families, right? Controversial.
I'll put my clan names. I've got them here because I went and I did the research like the good white boy that I am. I'll put them in the comments.
Yeah,
you know, Ontanz, Ontumbez, Ondim, Oshaba, no Sholos.
All right.
Sure.
Now, there's this family, Unkosi, Dlamini. You know that family?
Yeah.
Is it Unkosi or is it Dlamini? What is it?
Depends on who you ask.
It depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
Because half of this family is actually white in origin. Half of this family is actually black in origin. So which side of it is, I won't answer that. But a lot of people, KwaZulu, are white.
What do you mean white? European?
Yeah, European, Scottish, British, French, a lot of them. Let's talk about Tusomtswewu, Shepstein. Shepstein had 46 wives. No. I mean, Robert Dunn.
Okay.
Robert Dunn had 46 black wives and 1 Malay wife. Those 46 wives gave birth to 46 Zulu families.
This is a conspiracy theory
No, fact.
that can be verified by so-called
Verified by
white history.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go on the internet and find it now. Robert
Okay.
Dunn.
Was he a lord?
Yeah.
Lord Robert Dunn.
Lord Robert Dunn. Or John Robert Dunn.
John Robert Dunn.
Yeah.
46 Zulu wives.
From royal families.
And 1 Malay wife.
Uh-huh.
And he had children with these wives, and they gave birth to families or nations.
Yeah. And those nations married into black families, and black families into black families. Today they look like me and you.
Is this unique to Zulu, or it goes across Nguni and other
If you
Sotho?
go to Limpopo, you find isizwe sabo Maepa. Abo Maepa, they come from a man called Maepa Dihlari, who came from the Swaziland direction on a horse. And he lived among Samapedi for some time, and he was helpful to the community because
Is this a white man?
a white man. So they called him Kindate Maepa Dihlari. So he had wives and gave birth to children. Today, those children speak fluent Spedi. They look just like me and you. Kibo Maepa. It's all over. It's across. Kwakosa, you have abantu abala amalao. Amalao meaning a mixture of black and white.
Yeah, is it a derogatory term today for colored?
Yeah, it's a derogatory term for coloreds, but
Yeah.
Kwakosa, it's a name of a specific nation.
Mixed race.
Mixed races. So it's a national phenomenon, Lentole. So now you saying now, let's say saying I've come out of my Zulu identity. You were never a Zulu. You've always been white.
But then who was Zulu?
So you
who
were
is Zulu?
probably a great grandmother. Every person traces himself from his father.
You agree with that?
Yeah, you can't trace yourself from an MTNT mitochondrial DNA. You can't trace yourself from a womb. It has no signature.
This is science.
Science.
And biology.
All wombs are like, you see these 3 bottles of water, if we could take them to the lab and empty them and test them, they have the same empty space.
Okay.
Okay.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
And the
If I
content
put Coke
is
there
from the
and
man.
I put Fanta here and I put Schweppes here,
That's masculine.
that's what identifies, that's masculine.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, women, you can't.
But people will
identify
attack you in the
children from-
comments, it's fine.
Yeah,
So
well, they
so
can
yeah.
go and research them for themselves. Don't believe me.
It's obviously that we're gonna die learning or we learn everything and you so fast funda. What Rasta is saying now is touching a nerve because I personally been asking myself where exactly do these number of tribes come from? Why do we have so many languages? Who was the first person on each tribe, right? Because we know that Sikalelwa Ginkosi or chiefs and kingdoms, right, of certain tribes like Izakwaxhosa, KwaZulu, Mapedi, blah blah blah. I understand, and we still have subdivisions amongst the same cultures or tribes or the same black people. We still divided, right? And based on my understanding, back then when the colonizers came, like the British and other white people, when they came to colonize, they did something called divide and rule. So they divided the black race, and yeah, their purpose was to conquer us, and hence today we are still like this. We're living in the township, we're still suffering, even though we have like the black president in South Africa. But I am not truly that knowledge when it comes to this topic, but it's so fascinating. I just wish that maybe you can comment, because there's some element of truth, or maybe I do believe what Rasta is saying, because we as black people, we don't like to write, we don't like to read, and most white people love to write down, right? So I believe that they documented certain stories in their favor, or maybe there is one where we can go and research these things. But please school me on that. Where can we go? Because it's so surprising that the Zulu Nation is by his own words or his own right that they are white people.
Amachawe Ojwaga up until Uchachabe no Kaleka. Everyone else is not Umkosa. But during the 100-year frontier wars and the wars after that, a lot of people came to find refuge kwaXhosa. That's why you have Amamfengu who came to Ukumfenguza to ask for food. You have Ababhaca Emagibo beza kwaXhosa. You have Abesutu kwaXhosa. You have Amazulu, Amandebele kwaXhosa. You have many nations within the Xhosa conglomerate, but uXhosa is one. So you have uXhosa. You have Umpondo noMpondo Mise who are twins, who are related to Unonzaba Nomkwati, right? So ngamaXesibe lawo. So you have Xhosa, Mampondo Mise, amaXesibe, amaQwati. All of those people are Xhosa. You have amaGunukhwebe who are not Xhosa. You have Amalawo who are not Xhosa. You have Abesutu who are not Xhosa. You have Amabhaca and Amamfengu who are also not Xhosa. Do you understand?
This is not because of colonizers deciding to group us into...
Now,
because there are certain nations in KZN that today are having these conversations of wanting to be moved away from Zulu.
That is colonial effect. Before that, kwaXhosa, Abatembu had their own space. So Abatembu would carry on with Abatembu traditions. Abesutu would live in Abesutu. You understand? This is how Oyinza used to do it. If you came and helped us, we give you a piece of land. Hence, kunesibongo kwaXhosa kuthiwa ngomhlatyana osikhomo. They were given a piece of land. Umhlatyana. You understand? So it was negotiation, but we don't tell you how to live. We don't dictate to you.
Sure.
But now government and colonialism came, but okay, ngapha kuhlala amaXhosa. And then uthola manje nabetswana sebathi hayi lerona simaXhosa.
Sure.
Awukwazi nokusikhuluma isiXhosa moswena. Northern Cape.
Yeah.
Abatawung baTswana. Uzwa baTswana Northern Cape bakhuluma isiXhosa bakhuluma isiTswana.
That's correct.
Namaxhosa le bakhuluma isiXhosa bakhuluma isiTswana.
Correct.
So uyabona ukuthi
even north of the Eastern Cape going into Lesotho.
Amatatiela abeSuthu abakhuluma isiXhosa nabeXhosa abakhuluma isiSuthu. So colonialism man isenzile kanje, but if you can trace your father, that's who you
Thank
are.
You, Khomoto.
That's who you are. If you trace your mother, you're going to end up with her father, and then another male line starts.
I'm so blown away by what Rasta is saying, because I am Xhosa, number one, and I've been taught that I'm Xhosa. But what he spoke when he said about what he said basically about Oskomo, Umhlatyana, they were given like a piece of land. It does make sense, because I once had a conversation with another traditional healer who said the same thing, that she disliked the clan Umhlatyana because they will never prosper because of all their things are just in small pieces, right? And the fact that we call ourselves Xhosa and yet Rasta is saying that we are not Xhosa puzzles me a lot, right? But I understand the fact that he says that people were groped and boxed by the white colonialists, making sure that everyone who's dark or maybe who's black was just put in one space, and then we became this sort of tribe, right? So please, if you are more educated in this topic, please share all your comments, man, because I know this is very triggering for some. So hence I decided to react on this video. So I think I might just leave it here so that I can give other people like a chance to see this video and then just speak about what they have been taught in terms of tracing their lineage, right? So yeah, man, like
Do you have any idea if Soshanguve was also not segregated per se, but there were various groups?
It was a project.
There are people that
It was an
don't know. If you can
experiment,
please
yeah.
break down where the term Soshanguve comes from.
Sutu shangane vendanguni. So sutu shangani nguni venda.
Soshanguve.
Soshanguve.
All these, this
All these
melting pot
nations.
of groups.
It was an experiment. All locations are an experiment. So a location, you find a mikukwin at the outskirts. You find your 2 rooms, your 3 rooms, and then your 4 rooms, government, and then your bond rooms, and then your rich black people with your double stories, right? And then we spread according to demarcations. La kugcwele ama-taxi khona amaZulu, la kugcwele ama-shop khona amapedi nabesitswana, la kugcwele khona ama-fresh produce, ama-mango nama-avocado, amashangani namavenda, abo-doctor nama-lawyer, amaxhosa angithole. In every society you'll find that. And it was designed. That's why growing up, ubani shangane, ubani uyakhala umntwana mama bangibiza ishangane. But ushangane is the name of a great king. So shangane. You understand? He's the name of a great king. But now mozobiza umuntu ngeshangane ubona kahle uthi uyamthuka. Do you get it?
I had other points to raise, and we'll raise them